kami samahan, sabayan ng mga aralin, mga gawaing siguradong kagigiliwan. Oras na, alisto na, halina't makinig at matuto sa Radyo General.
Good day, my dear grade 6 pupils. I am Teacher Concepcion S. Pagsugiron. Our second topic in physical education is the nature and background of the different target games.
At the end of this topic, you are expected to explain the nature and background of the different games: tumbang preso, batuhang bola, and kickball.
Before we go on with our topic today, let us try first to check your memory if you have a stored knowledge regarding the 3 games that we have to discuss. Kindly classify the given explanations if it is tumbang preso, batuhang bola, or kickball. Write the letter of your answers in your map and notebook.
Letter A. It is a game in which players, or 2 teams, try to throw balls at each other while avoiding being hit themselves. Letter B. The object of the game is to make the can fall to its side and retrieve the thrown slipper before it stands the can back up. Letter C. The game is also known as presohan. Letter D. A game where 2 teams try to hit the opposing team with a ball thrown from 2 sides. A point is granted with every hit on the opposing player. Letter E. It is a popular playground game and is typically played among young, school-aged children. Letter F. It is usually played in backyards, parks, or in streets when there is little vehicular traffic. Letter G. In this game, the team with the most runs after a predefined number of innings wins. Letter H. It is a game and league game similar to baseball. Letter I. The main objective of each team is to eliminate all members of the opposing team by hitting them with thrown balls, catching a ball thrown by a member of the opposing team, or forcing them to move outside the court boundaries when a ball is thrown at them. Letter J. It is a native game of the Philippines that's a favorite of Filipino children.
At this time, kindly check your own paper honestly. In our previous lesson, you have learned on how to assess regular participation in physical activities based on the Philippine Activity Pyramid. Name the different types of physical activities you have executed in your map and notebook. I hope you performed the 5 different types of physical activities.
That's the 5 different types of physical activities: zipper test, push up, curl up, sit and stretch, and 3-minute step test.
What are some of the traditional games have you played with your friends? With your neighbors? Did you enjoy playing with them? Let us know more about the common games usually played by children like you. Traditional Filipino games or indigenous games in the Philippines, known as Laro ng Lahi, are games commonly played by children like you. It is usually using native materials or instruments. In our country, Due to limited resources of toys of Filipino children, you usually come up on inventing games without the need of anything but the players themselves. Let us talk about tumbang preso, batuhang bola, and kickball.
Tumbang Preso. Tumbang Preso is a native game of the Philippines that is favorite of Filipino children. The word tumba means to fall, and preso means prisoner. To play tumbang preso, you will need an empty can to serve as the center of the game and chinelas or slippers or flip-flops to hit the can with 5 to 10 children play with one chosen to be taya or it. The object of the game is to make the can fall to its side and retrieve the thrown slipper before the it stands the can back up. Tumbang Preso is a traditional Filipino children's game. It is usually played in backyards, parks, or in streets when there is little vehicular traffic. Tumbang Preso is a street game usually played in the Philippines. It takes elements from tug and dodgeball to teach kids. It is a popular street game in the Philippines that has been played by children for decades. The game is also known as presohan. Batuhang bola is a game in which players on 2 teams try to throw balls at each other while avoiding being hit themselves. A game where 2 teams try to hit the opposing team with a ball thrown from 2 sides. A point is granted with every hit on the opposing player. Batuhang bola is a Filipino version of dodgeball. It is a street game where kids or even adults play at any time of the day. While these games are recreational in nature, they are also used to test leisure involvement and with the ethnicity and socio-economic background. Sometimes perform well in games like sipa, patintero, and batuhang bola. How to play batuhang bola? There are many variations of the game, but generally, the main objective of each team is to eliminate all members of the opposing team by hitting them with thrown balls, catching a ball thrown by a member of the opposing team, or forcing them to move outside the court boundaries when a ball is thrown at them. Kickball. Kickball is a game and league game similar to baseball, invented in the United Kingdom. As in baseball, one team tries to score by having its players return a ball from home base to the field and then circle the bases, while the other team tries to stop them by tagging them out with the ball before they can return to the home base. Instead of hitting a small, hard ball with a bat, players kick an inflated rubber ball. This makes it more accessible to young children and Americans. As in baseball, teams alternate half innings. The team with the most runs after a predefined number of innings wins. Kickball is a popular playground game and is typically played among young, school-age children. The lack of both specialized equipment and highly skill-based positions, like pitcher, makes the game an accessible introduction to other sports. It is just as popular among adults, who are more commonly known to play similar games like softball and baseball. The game seems to afford equal enjoyment to the children, and it gives a better understanding of the national game, which is baseball, and at the same time affords them an exercise that is not too violent and is full of run. Kickball, originally called kick baseball, was invented as early as 1917 by Nicholas C. Seuss, supervisor of Cincinnati Park Playgrounds in Cincinnati, Ohio. Seuss submitted his first documented overview of the game, which included 12 rules and a field diagram in the Playground book, published in 1917. How to play kickball. How to play kickball. Choose which team will get the ball first. The other team will have to take the field while choosing defensive positions. Choose an offensive lineup. Roll the ball. Kick the ball. Switch sides after 3 outs. Determine the winner at the end, based on the number of runs.
In activity number 1, kindly copy in your map and notebook and follow the instruction. In activity number 2, identify the game that is being described in each statement. Write only the letter of your answer in your notebook. In activity number 3, copy the puzzle in your notebook. Search up, down, forward, backward, and on the diagonal to find the hidden words. You can answer that in your vacant time this week.
At this time, you have to answer the "What I Have Learned" part of your module. Write only the letter of your answer in your notebook. That is the slide for what I can do part of your module. Complete the following sentences by using the correct word found inside the box. Write your answer in your map and notebook. Please follow the directions for your assessment. For your additional activity, list down other target games that you use to play in your community. Write your answer in your map and notebook.
Our video lesson in Physical Education Module 2. I hope you learned more about the nature and background of the different games. Thank you so much and God bless.
Bagong araw na naman, bagong kaalaman, bagong matututunan sa paaralang panghimpapawid. Kami samahan, sabayan ng mga aralin, mga gawaing siguradong kagigiliwan. oras na, alisto na. Halina't makinig at matuto sa